So, again, is this a talent problem? Or is this an AEW Tony Khan problem? Is the reason why we see these rah-rah speeches on Dynamite from like FTR Bald or Cope because you have to kiss the buttocks of Tony Khan constantly or else you get sent home? Britt Baker rumored to be done with AEW. Tony Khan reportedly frustrated with her. This is courtesy of 411 Mania. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Wade Keller reports that Britt Baker may be on her way out of AEW as Tony Khan and the locker room are said to be frustrated with her. This has led to Khan not booking her on television. Her last match was in November in which she defeated Penelope Ford. The rumor is that Baker has become difficult to work with in recent months, and another minor incident became the straw that broke the camel's back for removing her from television. According to the report, Khan has her in a group of wrestlers who don't get phone calls and aren't called in to show up. Presumably, that would be wrestlers like Miro or Ricky Starks, who haven't been on television in months, but the report doesn't mention who else is in that category. So why is this report coming out now that he is frustrated with her and doesn't want to... He's frustrated with working with her? I mean, if she hasn't been in since November, how often has he worked with her to be fed up with her? Britt Baker is said to be wildly unpopular in the women's locker room. One source noted that no one in the locker room wants her to come back. It was reported back in August that Baker was suspended after an incident with MJF. However, MJF himself pushed back against those reports, calling them overblown. That alleged incident, along with other issues that have come up, are the reason for her absence. It was noted that she had a reputation for being hard to work with anyway, and that has only increased recently. There is said to be one incident in particular in which people just threw their hands up. There is said to be a feeling that the company has a strong women's division and they no longer need to deal with her. The end of her relationship with Adam Cole is not the reason for what's going on, and there is likely no heat on Cole as he has nothing to do with her not being on television. Tony Khan is just fed up with Baker and wants to focus TV time on other people. It's unknown what this means for her contract or pay, but she is not expected to be back in AEW anytime soon. So now, Britt Baker has developed, I guess, a reputation of being difficult to work with, and it has started in AEW. Now, where in the past, I would be like, oh crud, that sounds like Britt Baker is difficult to work with. Gee, I wonder what's going on there. But ever since the CM Punk incident, well, now I'm not so sure of that. Now I'm looking at this, I'm like, is Britt Baker really the problem? Or is it AEW and Tony Khan? Because remember, everyone said CM Punk was the problem in AEW. And now he's in WWE. He's been back in WWE for a year now. No issues, no problem. And Britt Baker isn't the only one that's been sent home, according to this report. According to this report, there's a whole list of other wrestlers that are sitting at home not being called up to work. So, again, is this a talent problem? Or is this an AEW Tony Khan problem? Is the reason why we see these rah-rah speeches on Dynamite from like FTR Bald or Cope because you have to kiss the buttocks of Tony Khan constantly or else you get sent home? So I'm going to offer you this alternate take right here. This is from JD from NY, who I think has a YouTube channel. I don't know. I follow him on X. He has good points. The last time we saw Britt on TV was in a match with Penelope Ford, and after the match, Serena Deeb comes out with her stupid flag, and Britt mouthed off, "Nobody cares." And she would be correct on all fronts. This was after Britt beat her a month ago. Before that was the disaster at All In with Mercedes, where they clearly went on in the wrong spot. I'm assuming because Mercedes needed to go on after Ospreay and MJF. What exactly is Tony fed up with? If she isn't being used, I doubt they are flying her in. The Mercedes match and the incident with MJF happened in the fall. Is he fed up because she wants to be used on TV? Is he fed up because of what happened this past fall and has taken it out on her for months? I'll tell you what, I'm sure Britt is fed up, just like the fans are, at the way the entire effing program is being booked. I'm sure a lot of the talent there are fed up with Tony Khan. I don't need to tell you this, but the company has way moved on from the days of Britt Baker. As soon as Tony broke out, Mariah won the title, and Mercedes came in. Tony had no interest in Britt Baker anymore. He didn't need her. The problem is not Britt Baker. The problem is Tony Khan. It's time people start speaking up that everyone is fed up with him. So that's again an alternate take here, because it needs to be put out there. Who knows if Britt Baker is really the problem or not? Again, how can someone be fed up with someone who hasn't been coming into work? If Tony Khan isn't calling up Britt Baker and flying her in, he doesn't interact with her. And if he's not interacting with her, how is he fed up with her? That doesn't make any sense. If she's not in the locker room to cause a ruckus or a problem, what is he fed up with? So JD from NY here brings up good points. Is it because she is fed up with not being used? Is she saying, hey, look, I want to be used. Why aren't you flying me in? And Tony Khan's like, oh, God, just leave me alone. Jeez, God. And he's annoyed with her. Is this a case of Britt Baker being a problem? Or is it just Tony Khan being bored of one of his toys? Sound off in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this. And if you do enjoy content like this, I got more goodies for you on the screen to click away and enjoy.